unfortunate news about Luka Doncic's injury. Now, I saw a lot of people, saying, hey, why did they play him? I don't understand this. Like, what was he doing out there? It was a blowout. Why was he still out there? I've seen some people cue up the conspiracy music and say, no, he's actually not hurt. That they're just using this as an excuse for him to get, in a little bit better shape so he can come back ready to go. I don't believe any of those. I was at the game. I did notice early on that he was, favoring his right wrist. And I will say this about a sprain, whether that's a wrist sprain, an ankle sprain, a knee sprain, slightly Dr. Slightly here in the building, Slightly MD, that over time they can get worse, right? As you like rest them, they start to, you start to feel the pain a little bit more. Maybe it swells up a little bit. And they do the MRI and they see that it is a wrist sprain. Now, there's no point really. Could Luka play through this injury? Like if there were a playoff game tomorrow night, could Luka play through it? Unquestionably, yes. However, there's no point this early in the season letting a wrist sprain become a lingering thing. So let him get some rest. Here's the upcoming schedule for the Mavericks. The Nuggets tonight, the Heat on Sunday, the Hawks on Monday, and then the Knicks on Wednesday. Now that is the time frame. This came out yesterday on Thursday. So next week obviously is Thanksgiving. I don't know. NBA teams, are they working on Thanksgiving? I don't know. Right? Nobody works anymore. Nobody pulls himself up by the bootstraps. But we'll see if he returns. Now, I did see some people think that he could be back for that Wednesday game, that a week just means around a week and not like specifically 7 days from right now. But we shall see. Do you think Shamgod is watching Luka run suicide, making sure he touches lines? That would be a pretty funny sight to see, actually. You didn't touch the line. Do it again. Run through the fucking line. If it was up to Luka, he'd be playing tonight? Yeah, for sure. So obviously this sucks. No two ways around it. Kind of what I think I made this point once when the Mavericks had their frustrating stretch early on in the season was you don't really want to have stretches like this because inevitably Luka and Kyrie are going to miss time at some point. Like that's just who those players. I mean, every player pretty much misses time at some point, but Luka and Kyrie have missed stretches of games. Throughout their careers. Not really Luka, but Luka has had stretches, The most games he's played in a season, 72 his rookie year. He did play 70 last year. Never above 66 in the years before that. So, Luka's going to miss some time throughout the season. Kyrie's going to miss some time throughout the season. So, you really want to take advantage of the games that those two are playing in. And so, yeah, he's going to be missed. I mean, the on-off numbers with Luka this year so far have been crazy. The Mavericks are just way better when he's on the court versus when he's off of it. I mean, that probably goes without saying. It's a lock he's going to miss between 10 to 15 games. Yeah, pretty much. Luka's going to miss between 10 to 15 games. Kyrie, you hope he misses 10 to 15 games just based off of what his career history has been. Any update on Jokić yet? Jokić was not at practice yesterday, so I guess we'll see. I mean, we'll know probably soon whether or not Jokić is going to play in this game tonight. Let him rest and get conditioned for a deep postseason run so he can come out in January, March and get hot. Yeah, I mean, so I've seen people say this is actually a good thing. I mean, I will never say it's a good thing when your star player is hurt and having to miss a week worth of time. I would never say it's a good thing. Did Jokić die? What the fuck is going on? His wife had a baby. That's all I know. That's all I've seen online. Now he's been out a while, so I do hope everything's all right. But I'm not sure. That's been what's been reported. They're saying triplets. Is that real? No way. Aren't Jokic's brothers twins? Are they twins, Jokic's brothers, or no? Wow, I just looked at Luka's on-off numbers. They're not twins. Okay. 9.5. Yeah, the Mavericks are 9.5 points per 100 possessions better when he's on the court. Their defense is 9 points per 100 possessions better. That shit is crazy. Like, these numbers are so funny to me because it feels like they're in reverse. Their offense is only half a point better when Luka's on the floor versus when he's off. A lot of that has to do with Kyrie Irving being tremendous to start the season when they stagger those minutes. But the defense is 9 points per 100 possessions better. You know, they say that Jokić is in Serbia. Oh, okay. Post-dad Jokić is a terrifying thought. He always had a post-dad bump. There's always a post-dad bump. Well, he already has a child, doesn't he? Do you get the post-dad bump multiple times, or is it just the first time? Good morning, B. So anyways, I've seen people say this is a good thing. I would disagree. Could it maybe be a blessing in disguise? Because the reality is Luka hasn't looked, physically great so far to start the season. Whether that's he's dealing with a lingering leg problem, I'm not sure. That's a terrifying thought for me. Or whether he just wasn't in as great of shape as maybe we had hoped for. Whatever the case may be, Luka physically hasn't looked the greatest. And maybe this little time off here can help him, get right. I do think he looked great physically against the Pelicans, and that was after a game off. So maybe a week off gets Luka right, and the Mavs are ready to go. We mentioned the schedule. Denver tonight in Denver, tough game, but I would say it's probably unlikely that Jokić plays just based off of what we've seen. So that's a game that you could very easily win if Jokić does not play. In Miami on Sunday, again, that's a game you could definitely win. Atlanta on Monday, that's also a game that you could win, and then the Knicks will be tough sledding without Luka. But, hopefully you go around 500 during this stretch and then figure it out from there, and Luka comes back in demon mode, and it's go time. I know it's a basketball top, but it's been a terrible 15 to 20 years, and now we are here. Terrible 15 to 20 years in general. PJ should have the same advantage as he did with OKC if Jokić is out. Yeah, the Nuggets will be a little bit small. I don't think they're as small as the Thunder, but yeah, no Jokić, no Aaron Gordon, obviously. But we shall see. But hopefully Luka's back in a week, and then again he looks good, ready to go, and we're clicking. Kyrie apparently doesn't want to lose to the Knicks, but that definitely will still be a tough game without Luka. Get two, and I'm good. Bro, Denver is big. Porter 6'10", Sarge 6'10", Brown 6'6". Yeah, they play bigger than the Thunder, I think, even without Jokić. But they're not like their size becomes a little bit less intimidating without Jokić and Aaron Gordon. I don't know, man, having 3 months to come ready for perhaps his most important season of his career, and instead he takes it casually, kind of disgusting, but it is what it is. I mean, I don't know. Like, I haven't really gotten too much into these conversations this year because I don't know what the problem is. Whenever I went back and I watched all of the Luka offensive possessions, my main takeaway was I think he's just missing shots. Like, I think he's just missing shots we're accustomed to seeing him make. Because of that, teams are a little bit more comfortable with him shooting threes. Teams are a little bit more comfortable with him shooting long mid-range jumpers. So getting to the paint's a little bit more difficult, and things will open up a little bit once he starts making these shots. But maybe there is a conditioning problem. I mean, I don't know. Or a lingering injury problem. I would rather it be a conditioning problem. A lingering injury problem is fucking scary. He was working out this summer. I don't think he came unprepared. He just got hurt at the beginning of training camp. Yeah, that is true as well. He did miss pretty much the entirety of training camp. His touch on floaters is the main thing that's been concerning to me. Yeah, I mean, he has looked much better over the last week or so. Absolutely. Again, it's just like making shots. Luka was missing shots in the playoffs. It seemed like it was because of lingering injuries that were preventing him from getting enough lift. Yeah, the threes last year in the playoffs, you could tell, were very much because of the knee problems. Like you said, not getting enough lift on the shots. But this year, I'm not sure. I think he's just missing, man. And then he's just trying to overcompensate. What up, Aaron? But anyways, hopefully Luka comes back soon, and the Mavericks keep clicking. They've been really good. They've been really good over the last couple of weeks. His free throw rate is way down. Well, he's getting to the rim less.